really think is right, and deep down is, I really don't know what happens when you die, but I don't fear death. I feel like religion is based off of fear, and every religion is based off of fear of the unknown. And the unknown is that death aspect. And I believe in something where I don't fear the unknown of death. I believe that death is better than real life. Not saying that, okay, I should end everything now, but very humbled to be alive right now. And I would guess what happens when you die is your body releases DMT. Rogan talks a lot about it. I probably don't even need to speak about it now. And that's why people have these episodes of seeing light or seeing darkness. But, I believe that you might just blast off. And if you are in a place that feels real in real life, then you've made it. A lot of people say that it's hell on earth and they live a miserable life. I would have to say for myself that it is heaven on earth, and I don't have everything that I want materialistically wise, or I'm not really set up for the future of my children yet, but I still do really think that this entire earth is heaven on earth. And that's not because I believe in someone else's past religion that was brought down from your ancestors. Their grandparents taught their children taught their grandparents, and just down generations. It's off of all of that and then put into my own opinion. My own opinion is that when you were a baby, or in your before life into your afterlife, it's not like when we die we leave. It's like we just never left anyways, or we were never born anyways. I feel like we kind of choose our path and our parents, and that's the challenge of life, and you have to get through that with love and compassion. And if you don't get it right, it's kind of like an omnistic mindset where you believe in certain parts of every religion, and whatever you think is right just works for you. So I pray Christianity, Catholic, and then I also meditate, which is Buddhism, but maybe Hinduism, some forms of fasting it might be. But the death aspect, I'm not afraid. And so what I believe in is when you're born, you choose your parents. You're these higher powered entities where you need to form a more powerful self, that you need to figure out the love, the compassion, and you're sent to earth. And once you die, if you don't get it right, then you go back. And that's where deja vu comes into play. Personally, for me, I don't really know what you guys really think. I don't know who's ever gonna listen to this. Probably nobody, but it's not off of anything I've seen on the internet. It's not off of what my parents told me. It's not off of what my friends or my cousins or my family or my spouse. It's not off of what anybody's ever told me. It's just what I think. And not a lot of people ever talk about deja vu. I feel like everyone in this world has experienced deja vu, and it's kind of just where you felt like something's happened to you before. And the more times that you have deja vu is the more times that you've experienced the same life, but you haven't gotten it right. The more times that it's telling you that you've experienced this life, but now you need to get it right. And to get it right, you need to forgive, you need to love, you need to figure out the self, you need to dig deep into the shadow. You can't just be all light, you also had to be dark. You had to be in that middle ground to figure out and to complete the self. A lot of that is from Jung, but a lot of that I've experienced through psychedelics, where I love the gray area. I don't want to be your best friend and be all good, because I know I'm going to be your worst enemy and be all bad. You know, I want to be in that gray middle ground area. And I notice these ups and downs, even with the universal culture. I notice that just in the entirety of the unconscious and the consciousness of all. And so deja vu plays a big role in what I believe in, because it kind of tells you that if you have more deja vu, you got to get it right. And dreams play a big relevant in what I believe in. Death isn't really that relevant in what I believe in, because I feel like it's already better than real life. Cool. And then when people die, you should be joyful and have great memories of that person when they die. You know, it should be something that's not really grieved upon. You should bring out what that person did to the next generation, so therefore their livelihood lives on. You know, they kind of leave that legacy. And so that's just kind of my thoughts on it. And like I said, deja vu, it's just a word that I hear people just, deja vu, had this happen before. But honestly, it might honestly be something more than that. I haven't done any research. It's just what I believe in on that subject. I know people do more research on this, and this is why this thing is right. More people do research on this, and this is why this group is right. I don't know if it's right or not. And I really can't say I don't give a fuck either, because I'm telling myself, speaking to this camera that's projecting a video of me that I could therefore watch in the future for my own self-satisfaction. You know, like, what can I really say this might be? It could be a revolution that starts a new mindset of the self. You know, figuring out what you really think is right. And what I really think is right goes into play with multiple religions, and it goes into play with multiple holiness and unholiness, and fearful and not fearful. You know, who's to say what is really right besides one's own experience in life? Your own experience in life is what is really, really right. Not the one that they told you, or the one that you've seen on the internet, or the one that you've seen on your phone, or the one that you're listening to, or the one that you read. Just the way you've encompassed your world right now, and then what you think is actually right or wrong. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't give a fuck about what you think. And that's just the world that we live in. So, I mean, that's all I could really say. I mean, yeah, just gotta figure it out. Whatever out is, maybe I just gotta figure out the self.